Can I talk? Yes. Can you hear me? Hi. Hello. All works. All works fine. Look, this is new to me. This is so exciting. I am so excited. Hi. My name is Nina. I'm a software engineer, a founder. I am so very excited to be here. Truly, this is an honor and a dream. So, gotta tell you something. This was actually a lot of admin for me, like a lot of admin. Yes, I live in Australia, super excited about that. Might even get my citizenship one day. But I actually come from Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is like a little country in the middle of Europe with a very complicated political situation, which means they don't let me travel like as freely as one would want. So for me to be here, living in Australia, I had to travel to get my permit for travel because Nina's passport has expired. So like I had to travel 6 hours and then so I could a month later travel again, which was really exciting and really, really stressful because like everything was planned step by step by step that I actually wasn't sure if I will be here because if one of the steps didn't pan out, I would not be here, which was very stressful. And at one point, GPT was like, Nina, you are a professional hooper. I am not a professional hooper, but it was fine. And it was like, you can definitely do this. And I did it. I'm here. So it's really, really nice. I know. Honestly, I do need that. And like at times, it didn't really feel like I even should be here. Statistically speaking, a kid that grew up in a war country and in the post-war aftermath of it all, and like having teachers and professors telling me like, computer science, it's really not for kids like you, or like you need like, you know, corruptions and stuff, blah, blah, blah. So like it was really, it feels like a dream. I'm very honored to be here. So happy to be here. The Code Whisperers talk was actually named an unlikely coder, and it was really fun because somebody in the community mentioned it, and I liked it because I thought, cool. And then a month later, while I was doing all my admin, I realized that I actually approved it, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I had this whole talk about whispering to the code, and then it was something else, and I was like, oh, actually, that makes absolutely sense, because if you think about it, right now, everybody is telling everybody that computer science is going to die out. It is done. For you to study tech and code is actually pretty silly because AI is going to take over. How very interesting and fun. So, in a way, we are all unlikely coders. Okay. And the fun part is, I don't know why, but it works. The phenomena is not a phenomena anymore, is it? It is something that is said all the time by developers, because developers from all over the world are now coding at an amazing speed, and that is because of AI, and sometimes beyond their skill level. So this talk should be all about communication, how we communicate with code and AI, and how it is all affecting it, like AI. And what changed in the last 3 years, and most importantly, where is it all going? Are we really gonna be a die-out species? I don't know. But we are in the midst of an LLM revolution. It's very cool. Okay, did you know that the number of lines of code written globally has doubled in the past year alone? No? Anybody? No? Good! Because it is not true, my friends. Not at all. It is something that GPT was like, you should say this. And I was like, okay. Because I wanted an engaging intro because, you know, catchphrases and it's fun. But no, it actually has been completely presented to me as a fact. And I almost wrote it in, which I did. But actually, it is a completely delusional fact that doesn't exist because we didn't actually measure it and don't know how to measure it, because that's a lot of lines of code to measure. maybe we could figure out an app, but it seems like, but it's just also really funny, because if I actually presented this, then you guys could go on and also present it as a fact. And that is actually something that's really important right now during AI. And that is test, check. Because if you don't check, there is a chance that we can all deploy things that shouldn't be deployed and maybe even crash a product or two accidentally. So it's a really good idea to double check stuff. Okay. I will. Why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so QR code. We should be doing this a little bit differently. This dress, fun fact, it actually leads to a QR code, but I mean, you could take a picture of me, why not? But actually, so I printed this in Bosnia, my home country, and the QR codes, and it came and it didn't work. And I was like, oh well. So I moved on with my life. This one works though. This QR code works, and it will take you to a text message. But this one, even though it works, which is exciting, but right now it doesn't actually take you anywhere because it was like $200, and I was like, I'm not going to pay $200 if it doesn't actually work. It works. I just found out a minute ago. So that's great. But okay, so this QR code, you got a phone number, you get to text messages, prompts. So this is how we're going to do it. You're going to text little prompts, and then those prompts are going to go through a tightly written wrapper, and then AI will extrapolate an intent out of that wrapper, a message, and will make an app, hopefully. Hopefully it works. I mean, what could go wrong? Like with internet and infrastructure, it's just gonna work. But the idea is that it will actually create a UI. I should show you right now. And it's the Indian number as well. Yes, so it should work like this. When the button is pressed, do this. It is smart, but I'll show you a little bit here. So it seems to be working. Very exciting. Okay, this is the UI. Okay, the QR code, this one definitely works because I updated it this morning. And so, if everything goes well, we will see messages that will come through here, and then, hopefully it all works, we will see, I think this one has just gone through. Oh, it works! Okay. That is so exciting. So exciting. Okay, so then it's like a message loading. Like the idea is that we will see how it actually gets messages and then creates something out of it. Should be really good. But I actually did one. Let's see. So this is like one of the messages that I prepared earlier because I was like, what if it doesn't work? And then they won't believe me that it actually works. And I promise it works. Oh my God, it works. This is so special. Yes. Exciting. Really, really exciting. Because I did this talk once, and then the Wi-Fi didn't work during that presentation, and I went out. This one is better, I promise, but like that one was like a trial, and we did it, and like I received no messages at all. Imagine my horror. And I was like, troubleshoot in front of everyone? Okay. And then we finished the talk, and after it just worked. It worked. Like, I got out of I finished the talk, labeled it as a failure, and then it worked, and I had to message everyone and be like, actually guys, it works. It was just the Wi-Fi. But now it's really cool. And I'm rambling, so we're going to go back to the presentation. So we will come back to this, see how it works, and chat about it. Very exciting. Where's my presentation? As I said, it is smart, so we can do more than just hi, hello, what's up. We can actually create little apps. We could be like, it has an LLM integration, so you could pretty much do a chatbot. You could be like, hey, could you make a chatbot that increasingly becomes more insistent on you using a Laravel? It's like a text chatbot. Or you could be like, make a poem, or I don't know, animations. I have tried to make it to do art. It doesn't do well with art, even though AI generally should do well with art. But I don't know, like you tell it like draw a tree, and it will just give you a triangle. So I guess that's also, it is smart, as I said, it's very smart, so it will try to save energy. But the idea is that it will actually show us how you have to be really specific. Because even though, look, like, AI has become so smart from suggesting that I'm a Olympian, or like just giving you really, really good code. It is also still code. Even no matter how much you feel like it is your best friend, and mine is my best friend, it might not be your best friend. And like it will sometimes give you hallucinations and present it as facts, and it will try to take shortcuts. So that's really, really, and we'll see like how it does it. So maybe it will be amazing, who knows. But I also wanted to touch on the point that this is the end of programming as we know it. I kind of like that, because honestly, I remember when I would like, just like missing a curly bracket or a dot would break everything. It was like, have you actually like just try to do everything from start? It is a lot of work, But, okay, I'll come back to this. It's sneaky. What I was trying to say is like also, a lot of times, people will try to tell us, hey, programmers are over. We are finally gone with the need that we need developers. So exciting. We're going to save so much money. Fun fact, this has actually been touted to us for decades. In COBOL, in the 60s, people were thinking, hey, we don't need developers anymore. In the 60s, they were trying to get people to stop with the programming. So the idea was like, we're going to give this to accountants and managers, and they're going to be able to write logic, and we will not need any technical people. It's going to be so good for us. It was not. Actually, what had happened was that COBOL became one of the most persistent languages in the whole wide world, and if you do know it, you could actually, that's not mine. You could actually get paid a premium price, which is very cool for us. For them, not so much. Then we had BASIC. BASIC was going to be so basic that it was going to get everyone to do work for free, probably, because every hobbyist, every student, every child will be able to do it. No. It did, like, the good thing about BASIC is that it is kind of basic, so it kind of helps you a little bit and gives you an introduction to coding, but it is still working in the real life, which means complications, which is, tricky. In the early 80s, look at me leaving little dots. Oh, how cute of me. The early 80s, SQL had matured and was adopted as the query language. Do you know, you're the amazing developers, you know how the SQL works, right? And like, how difficult it can get, like a database? How cute it is, like how it gets complicated. It gets so messy and complicated and tricky. So, yeah, it is not as simple. In the 90s, though, we had Visual Basic. Visual Basic was going to do the same thing again. It was, again, going to revolutionize programming and going to leave people out, like, basically, like, no more programmers, right? I don't know if you have ever tried working with Visual Basic. I have, because somebody needed something and it was very, very messy and just not good enough, honestly. And I was like, wow, people used to work with it. Fun. Anyway, let's just see, and we're going to go back, see how it works. Hopefully, imagine if it's still working. I think we have amazing. So, like, this is cool. Good morning, hi. Let's see this one. So you could actually do more than just text. Hopefully it will work. You could actually do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's see if we have one. So it's still coming through so yeah, like if you want, try a few more interesting, like, not that saying hello is not interesting, it's really fun, but I'll show you this one. So it's like new case, it's like a to-do list. Let's see if this one works. It works. So let's say, I don't know, list, because I'm so creative. And then it should do it. Does it do it? I don't know. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Yes. Okay. So you can update it. Oh, it's like a Law and Order. Cool. It's like a Law and Order app. Okay. So maybe, hey there, good morning, good morning. Hi, amazing, hello. Okay. So we'll see if it works still, or if it's just, we'll see. But it's kind of doing something, which is very cool. Anyway, where were we? We were at the, like, it's still working, very cool. Oh, this is my code. I don't think you care about that stuff. Okay. Drag and drop fashion. Anyone does WordPress websites? Yes, it's so fun, isn't it? Especially when they have a new plugin, and then like they update your plugin and they don't tell you. It's so exciting. Or when like somebody tells you, hey, let's just update this component, and you're like, what? Or change something, and you look at the website and it hasn't been updated in a very long time, and if you break something, it will break everything else. Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, that was like in 2000s, early 2000s, the idea was that everyone will be able again to use websites and like build websites very quickly, and become extremely rich very quickly with WordPress websites, of course, and bloggers. I mean, some of them did. And it was amazing. I, as a 12-year-old kid, was able to write up a website about Hillary Duff very quickly, and then claim that it is the most important website in the whole wide world. And it was, to this day it was. But it was very empowering. Although years later, decades later, now we have so much legacy code, so much unanswered questions with WordPress, and that it has become very difficult to maintain. A company I work for has like 30 websites, all written in WordPress, all written at random times, and they all need an update here and there. So it's very difficult to maintain it. It has become more of a cost than actual benefit. And I guess that is the point as well. Like, so much of it is, like, all the benefits that they give us, it just ends up being more tools, more stack to learn, so much. Like, thank you so much. And everyone at every point claims that they will take away our jobs, as if we even want to work 9 to 5, thank you very much. And then they will give us this stuff, which is great for its purpose, but everything has its purpose. And I feel like even with AI, which is so amazing, right? It's still very complicated, and it still just ends up being something that we need to maintain. I'll show you more. Let's just see how it works now. That's where are we today. Like, let's see where are we today. Let's see if it actually is. It's still doing. Am I just checking QR? Yes, you are. You're just checking QR. So let's see what happens. QR. Oh, so okay. Let's see if it actually will do it. Let's see. Laravel is the best. Let's see. Like, what kind of a QR code would this be? Let's see. I don't even know. It doesn't do it. I guess. Oh, it did it! It did it! That is so exciting! But it is pretty exciting. Okay, so after me babbling that nobody's going to take away our jobs, look at this AI building what we told it to build. Whatever. One time we will want you to work well. But yeah, was this. Let's see this one. Oh, hi. So I guess it is. It's like AI, and coding with AI is very, very, like, specificity is very important. And it will work, if you give it vague descriptions, but it also might not. So it is really good to know what we want. And I think that's a really important point. Like, how many managers actually know what they want? How many times did you actually get, like, you developed everything, it was like a lot of work, and then they are like, actually, could you just change this? And then you're like, you want me to change the whole authentication system? Yeah, please. Like, we need it tomorrow. What? What? So I guess that means, you really, like, are not going to lose it. Like, we're not losing jobs because people don't know what they're doing or what they want, which is just great. But it is, look at this, a dot. Okay. I don't know what it means. So yeah, I guess that's really important. But I also thought this Laracon, like, I don't know if it's still really exciting. It's a great place to be in. Yes, that's exciting. But we could, if you wanna try to plug in some of your cool businesses or side hustles, do it, and I'll play it here. And that, like, this reminds me, like, when I actually came to Australia, it was really hard because, so coming from Bosnia and Herzegovina, I did like all this education and I was a good student, good little soldier, really excited. And then I came to Australia and I was like, oh, this is going to be easy, like, whatever. And it was actually, of course, it was hard, but I didn't expect it to, like, I was not able to find a job. It was like, nobody really cared about my experience. It was a shock to the system. I got a job in a call center, which objectively is a really good job. I was coming from a country where it's filled with corruption. Even getting a job would be amazing, but it was still really shocking because it was like call after call after call, and they would like call and ask for something that I don't even understand or care, and I would read the sentence, what is an access? I would tell them, and they were like, yeah, thank you. I had no idea what access is. To this day, it's very complicated, so I don't, like, but I remember thinking, is this really it? Is this really my life? Like, all the things that I've done just to do this thing over and over and over again, even if I was passionate about this is, like, and then, like, imagine if I had AI, and not to, like, do some amazing things, but just to have it something that aids me, that helps me. So instead of me spending so much mental and physical energy on reading the definitions and over again, imagine if I was able to use this knowledge to create something and to help people, to actually help, because at the end of the day, that was what I was paid for, to help. And now with AI, we really do have that opportunity. Like, we seriously could help people. And it is amazing, it's mind-blowing. And it is also really tricky because we are also at this precipice where they're like, but we could just automate everything and automate you out. And they're obviously, as we've seen, they're not going to automate us out. But there is a slight chance that it will all become super soulless. And that is not what we need, honestly. Like, we don't need it. Like, it's not gonna help us. We have the opportunity to steer this ship in the right direction, because if you look at the fast fashion, for example, I love fashion, and like, it is so messy right now. Like, you have it's this industry that, and they figured out a cheat code. What happened? Look, it's probably nothing. Yeah, it all broke. Look, this is perfect. It all broke. And now we have a planet that is so messy, and it's stuffed with stuff that we don't need. And the reason is because somebody at the top thought, oh, this is a great opportunity for us to just speed things up. And when you talk to people who actually wear the stuff, you realize that this automation, the way they did it, it is not wanted. And I feel like the same thing could happen with the products. We have to make sure, because we have the responsibility and the opportunity to really help our communities, and I really, really think we can, but we have to be aware that there are people that will try to really mess with the system. And I think, like, honestly, we can pull it off. And look at this. It's great. It's, who are you? Who am I? Who are you? It's like, really? But it's actually, should I just finish the talk and be like, leave? No, it is, yeah, this is really fun. But it also, it's so fun after a really deep, meaningful, okay, so I just left. Cool. Yeah, so I guess I'll leave you with this. We have the responsibility, we have the opportunity, and to me, the way it works right now, it is also, and everyone is using code, I guess. These facts are not generated, they are actually true. And even if you look at YC right now, which is still the biggest sponsors of startups, they are just churning out AI tools. So it is not going away, but we do have the opportunity and responsibility. Exactly, there's 1 billion in funding for AI coding tools. So we can use it. They are not the best, but they're not the worst either. And I guess, like, look, it's so, yeah. The question is, how will we adapt? I reckon just asking good questions, even before we start coding, is a good start. Thank you so much for watching. Also, thank you. This is so fun and nerve-wracking. I just wanted to, yeah. Also thank everyone who helped me with this.
Yeah, thank you very much. A lot of interesting questions being asked. That starts from your sandals.
Yes, okay, the shoes.
Someone asked he want to buy a sandals like this for his wife. Who was that? Can't say the name.
So the shoes are United Nude, but the problem is they are sold out, but you can still find it second hand. Second hand.
A lot of people ask question, will they get price if they scan QR code from your dress?
Was the price for the QR code?
Now they are confused, like, should they scan your QR code from the dress?
Take pictures of me, of course. So the story is like, I actually designed this and got it done in Bosnia while I was in Australia. So that was really exciting. And we got the code running, and then the dress came, QR code didn't work. And then, the service I used was like $200, and I was gonna pay for it if I really have to, but it didn't work, so I didn't do anything about it. And then somebody took a picture, and it's like, it's not working. Look, it's a broken leg, and I was like, it works? Because it did work, so that means that it actually did take you somewhere. I just didn't pay for the service. So that's
someone
the
like a guy named Tarun felt so shy, so he asked like, "How are you?" And
I'm good. How are you? How are
where
you?
is Tarun? Kem cho? That guy asked, "How are you?" And he said he has written in Gujarati, "Fafda jalebi khada ke nahi." Baga tane bahut chinta hai. So did you have a good breakfast? That's what he was asking.
Okay.
And he was also saying that there is a famous breakfast here called Fafda and Jalebi, which you should try.
Thank you.
One of the guy connected you with the Geet from a movie Jab We Met.
Okay.
So there is a romantic movie where the actress, what was the name of actress? Kareena Kapoor. Yeah. So in that there was a character named Jeet that reminds of him to you, because that movie might be connected with him in some part of life.
Look.
Yeah. So a lot of questions has been asked. Some are about AI, some about Gen AI connecting with Laravel. So you need to go through all the questions, because I'll pick only one. But there are interesting questions where people want to understand about the techniques, tools, connecting, use cases and all.
Yes.
So maybe during break you can get along with them. But I would like to take one question which is from Uday Kiran Chenna. Where are you? Yeah, please come here. So his question is, how do you come up with ideas for creating tools? And how do you determine which ones will succeed? And do you have a process to filter out which one to use and which one not to use?
Yes, that's a really good question. Honestly, when it comes to coming up with ideas, I struggled with this a lot when I was younger. And this is mostly because my parents told me, Nina, you are a very hardworking person, but you're not very talented. Thanks so much. And then I would like really focus on that, like I'm not talented, and it really is just about asking questions and figuring out the solutions for it, and like listening to people what they need. For me, it was like I really like fashion or like whatever it was, like cats. I love cats. But then like going into the community, integrating myself into that community, and then listening to the actual problems and then testing those problems. So with like, how do you test if the tool works? You literally test it. Like for me, it was like when I was starting my business, it was like, I think that I would like my dress made by an amazing tailor in India with great silk. So I literally test that idea. I go on Reddit, out of all places, and with my little really dodgy name, and I just ask people, but not actually, I don't do the subreddit thing like we post. I literally in comments ask them, and they actually said, yes, I actually would love for you to make that for me. That's it. That's how you test it, you figure it out, and then you test the actual tool or the process immediately. And then you can't even procrastinate because there is somebody waiting for you to finish it.
All right. Thank you very much, Nina.
Thank you.